Hi, I'm creating 3D head variants for the upcoming game called Card Cricket Quest. In part 1 I will create the Highpoly. Let's go! I uploaded the concept to Pinterest and tried finding similar art styles and hairstyles. I'm asking ChatGPT how the day was and what this hairstyle is called. I can't believe how someone can potentially dethrone Googling. Damn. In Photoshop, I break down the concept. My focus is finding the big shapes. And finally ZBrush time. I import the first character from the game. You can see how I created him in my previous video. You should see a link now to the video, I hope. In this blockout, I just focus on the silhouette, the C, S and I shapes, and directionality of the hair with simple dynamesh and pulling. I generally struggle with hair, because I'm unsure if my vision for the hair is good for the client. Hair is chaotic and can have different shapes and rhythm. I need to embrace the chaos of hair and do my vision. Adding a hair cap so I don't have to fill everything with hair strands, otherwise it would look too noisy with all the details. I try to avoid too many feedback loops and get it right mostly on the first try. But with hair it's not really possible because the rhythm and shape can vary so much on the same hair. Reuse what you can. Especially in a professional environment, it's important to balance time and quality. And I only save time, so yeah, why not? I used ChatGPT to get different angles from the references. It wasn't so helpful because it was too random, still insane how helpful AI can be if used correctly. I try to block out without overlaying the images at first to train my observational skills. When I think I'm very close, I overlay and see if the silhouette is good. I must say, I'm really happy with my observational skills here. If I put in the work, I improve? Crazy concept. Back of the hair is always a struggle, because I have to keep in mind the front view and try to make the transition from front to side and then to back as believable and good looking as possible. I'm painting over my sculpts way more often now, and it's really helpful to draw ideas really fast, and I don't get lost in details and focus on the big picture. Now that I'm at my limit with the blockout without references, I start getting more references. Good thing I already made some hairs, so I can references myself and remember what my thought process was at the time. To notice repeating struggles and repeating solutions. I learned from my ref gathering process that I don't want too many refs. For a mood board, I could go maybe infinite. But for sculpting refs, I just need a few, because some refs can't contradict each other. Have a vision, work towards it. References are locked and loaded. Time to get the blockout as good as possible before adding details. This part is the most important one in my opinion, so I put extra effort into this. I created a simple hair strand with laid out UVs because I realized I created often these kinds of hair, so why not create my own asset library. This was a tremendous time saver, by the way. This is version 2 of my hair, my library is growing, yay! I use Curve Modifier to place the hair strands over my blockout. I'm not really a fan of how I place the hair strands in ZBrush. I'm thinking Blender may be better for this. I don't like this part, too repetitive. I have already some ideas to improve this part. At this point I'm getting really happy how the hair is turning out. Always trust the process. I like this subdivision preview because I love this clean, plasticky look, and it's the art style I'm going anyway. It's really important to have clean insertion points. Bad clipping can ruin an asset real quick. Check from all angles and filling up leaky parts. Head 1 blockout is done, and before I create a clean sculpt, I want to make a blockout for all heads. Head 2 only needs a beard. A sphere again for a quick setup and then extracting out of the sphere. Software crashing is nothing new. ZBrush has an awesome autosave too, so no tears needed here. I would actually run it down mid in League if I lost a whole day of work. Luckily it didn't happen yet. Knocks on wood. I think the crash happened because I projected the beard on the head and it wanted to project the textures too, but the beard doesn't have UVs and might have caused a problem. Carving in and out to give an impression of hair. If I would add real hair details, the beard would look too noisy. Head 3 time. The moustache is reused from the previous character and the top hair is a flipped version of head 1. I will flip the hair in the low poly. Speeding up this part, I want to show you a part where I try things out. This work is definitely not linear, a lot of try, fail, repeat and improve. Taking progress screenshots is really important, to see if I improve or just dilly-dally. I'm not really confident if my hair creation is good, so I went to master mark with C and wanted to see if there is something I don't know. Thank you, master. Time for some squats and continue working. Head force turn. Didn't make a lot of buzz cuts, but I worked it out better than I thought. Use the noise alpha to give a feeling of a buzz cut. Easier than I thought, honestly. At least for this style. For head 5's hair, I inflated the buzz cut of head 4. Not much happening with the glasses. Start with the plane, add edges for the silhouette. Add the curve modifier later and bend it. Blockouts for the heads is done. Time to make the final clean sculpt. It's all about those clean surfaces and carve in and outs. The beard blockout already looked super clean, so the cleaning up and adding details didn't take so long. Detailing head 3 was basically the same as head 1. Head 4 needed a bit more noise to look more buzz cutty. I got a bit more references to make sure that I capture the same energy from the references. The beard on black people look way more stubby, so I make smaller strokes to capture the same effect. I cooked so hard with the details for head 5, man. First, making a strong noise and then use the inflate brush. Boom, done. Looks so good for the style, in my opinion. What do you think?
I think it's great.
I felt like the side of the glasses looked too empty, so I modeled some details in that look appropriate. Renaming everything with _high and export for retoping and baking in the next part. Decimation master to reduce the Highpoly count without losing details, so Maya won't explode when importing the decimated Highpoly to Maya. And that's it! This is how I created the Highpoly. See you in the next part where I create the low poly and bake. Like, subscribe, stuff like that. Bye!